Hi, this is Janine Davis from Janine Davis's Breaking Up with Fear. You know me by my life coach, spiritual life coach. I've had the honor to be the MC this year of Survive and Thrive. This is the third year that we have been in existence. And it has been such an honor for me that I don't even know how God chose me to be around this. I really don't, but I'm just so thankful for everyone. He thought I had enough to add to you. And so I wanted to say on our third year, we're learning to survive, and you've just done such an extraordinary job for me and so many people who came out tonight and today and this evening and last evening. I don't even have the words to even explain what just happened in this atmosphere. So I got a couple of questions.
All right.
Okay, because I didn't get a chance to ask you nothing since I had to be the MC. When God gave you this survive and the thrive, did you really know what it was all about, or you just said, I'm just going to go with this?
It was a point of just knowing surviving something, because as going through that whole cancer and the treatment, because it didn't come until 2017. So that was like 16, I was done with treatment. And it was more so, okay, I survived that. But the fact that I didn't stop and I just kind of kept going and kept moving, and I still went to work. I was going to work during radiation. Oh, that's no problem. Going to work during radiation, and then dealing with chemo, and still going and taking my grandbabies to school and feeding them, and still doing things that I was doing. Like I said earlier, it was a little slower than I did, but I kept going, and it was about the thriving part, because my thing was, what am I going to do after this? What am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and just wait till all this pile up, or am I just going to keep moving forward? So I was like, that's the propelling part of it. And I talk about it like during my broadcast, and we're talking about bow and arrows. Now, a bow and arrow, if you really think about it, it's a old form of defense, and people use bow and arrows for years and with centuries. And when you look at it, the one thing about life is that sometimes you go backwards. Sometimes people go backwards, and they say, don't look behind you, don't look back. And for some who know, I have a problem going back and with things and going backwards this way, or referring back to something. And not that it's not to look at history, but it was more so in the form of going backwards, like you're not learning. You're just going back to the same thing that you did before. So it's not a just go back period, but it's a going back doing things that you done before and you knew that did not work. So I don't like to go backwards or look backwards. But when you think about a bow and arrow is an old form of defense. People have used it for centuries. It's been around, and it's defended and fought many battles. So, but when you think about a bow and arrow, you have to pull back on it in order for it to, move and reach the velocity of its target. So when you look at it from the point of that, you got to pull back. So you do got to go back a bit. But the point of going backwards is giving you that strength and that reference base and that velocity to be able to go forward. But the one thing about a bow and arrow that you have to do, and that's even with life and with what you're dealing with, not going backwards, but when you pull back on it, the biggest thing that's going to make it happen is you have to release. And that's when you release. You think back on what you went through and what happened and all the things you dealt with. But the point of the matter comes is the release part. And when you're releasing that bow and arrow, you have to release it in order for it to move forward to hit the target. So for you to be able to hit your target, you're going to have to release those old things. You're going to have to release those negativities, those negative people that you've dealt with, the stuff of doubt and fear that you're dealing with. But it's not that you can't pull back. You got to pull back, gather your strength, and then you got to release all of what's causing the problem and let go so it can hit the target. So my thing is that God gave me these gifts and this ability to see and share with others, and the patience that I have. Believe me, don't even think for 1 minute that I'll be like wanting to be patient all the time, because I don't. I see stuff and I'll be wanting to like just shut it down. No, that's not happening. No, we're not doing that. No, no, no. But God has given me so much patience, and it has helped me to be able to work with other people despite some of the things that they're dealing with or stuff they're all over. And I just kind of sit there and look at them and just say, okay, yeah, how about this? So,
for one of the people that are constantly all over the place in my creations, I can honestly say, having Shannon in my life and going over some ideas, I can keep us. I say, oh, I just need this. You're always, as soon as I say that, I have something. My email, figuring out one way you just sent me something. It is amazing to be in an atmosphere with someone that can actually keep up with me and then surpass me. Because you get me to the point like, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, okay. Now to the point where that ain't my job. Okay, if you can't do it, I know somebody who can. But man, like, no, you don't have this anointing that you have. And I want you to understand the anointing that you, and I'm all over it, but I'm going to bring it back. The anointing that God has placed on you to take someone's idea and to market it, to put a branding. See, branding is so important. You know, I've been through so many branding with you, so many companies start closing. But God has created you to be a brand. He branded you. He stamped you. He set you apart. And he approved you. And that's why it's so easy for you to see something, because it is truly what God has ordained you to do. So through this survive and thrive, when you got hit, I just remember like, what do you mean? I didn't even understand why I was so angry, you know. Usually when I get angry, it's because I know the enemy's on the territory and I got to come get a sword. So it's like I go from, oh, how you doing, to, oh no. Okay, something gonna happen, you know. And I remember you telling me, we were having this conversation. It's like, well, I don't understand. I really did not understand. I said, well, okay, well, if you're going, I'm going. And I remember the moment that I made a decision to stand. I didn't understand why the attack was happening. I didn't understand all that you were going through, but I knew that I had to stand with you. And I remember shaving all my hair off. And this is when I had good hair. I ain't gonna lie, the hair was all nice and everything. But I shaved my hair off. And I said, well, I can't rock pink, I'm gonna rock red. You remember that moment? Because I said, I'm gonna stand with you. But what happened in the midst of that, I'm the one, me thinking I was being strong for you, you were being strong for me. And it was my way to deal with my injury, because you became my human hero. Because what you had to endure, and I knew all the things that were going in your family, you never once complained. And so I didn't know how I could complain when I couldn't, walk, or I couldn't feel, or my mind, or the pain was so bad with the migraines. And all I could remember is Shannon still smiling. I used to get all your pictures. That's why I would send you pictures throughout the year. You had a face, the smile stayed the same. It never changed. It wasn't a bad day. And here I am, like, God, I'm all over the place. And here's my superhero telling me there's nothing but a tomorrow full of greatness. And so I can never do anything but to show my gratitude with you. That's why I'm here today. You tell me to go somewhere, we know we're going to go. And I wanted to be here today, and I'm so glad God honored me to let you know that he has planted you like the tree by the water. And then when he plants you by the water, it shall not be removed. And I'm just honored that I was allowed to be around that. You are getting ready to go to a place that you know that you've seen in your vision. You know that you're probably wondering, is everybody going to handle it? But they're going to handle it. We're going to... It is what it is. I know we're online. But I also want to ask you this question, because I can't say all of that. I know, I'm sorry, Facebook, whoever this is going to, but I had to take that side off right now. My next question to this is, with everything that you do for so many other people, and trust me, she gives. She gives, she gives, she gives. It's a room full of people giving. What is it that everyone, if you can speak right now, if you can look there and say, what is it that everyone that's here in this broadcast, everyone about Survive and Thrive, you know, you have a vision. We're going to be in New York. We're going to be in Baltimore. We're going to be in New York. We just confirmed we're going to France in 2021. I'm just going to put it out there because that's what it said. That's the 5th year. So what is it not only do you need from the community, that your online community, because that's how you met everyone else, so we just going to speak right to your community, your online community. What is it that you need them from? What do you need from them?
Oh, hon. Order, as we all know, to put on these events, to be able to reach people, you know, we definitely need support. We need financial support. We need media. We need people who are in media, publication, you know, entertainment. There's just so much that's out there that we want to do to be able to bring to people. And a lot of it has to do with just getting the word out and letting people know about it so that they can support, so they can bring the financial support, so they can bring the word, so people will know that this is definitely the place for where they want to be, because it's not just about talking about cancer. As we had shared in here through some of everybody who done got in here, they know that it's about them finding new strengths that they didn't have before.
Yes.
And being able to come on and talk that when they didn't think they were going to be able to do it, or to be able to share their stories that they've been wanting to tell. They just haven't had the platform or the place to feel that they can do it. And, you know, just looking at how this was a environment for people to be able to share their stories, to feel comfortable to share their story that they probably have never shared before. So it's letting people know that it's not just about cancer, it's about mindset, you know, about health, about restoring your wealth so that you can recover on all of those levels. Because, you know, when things affect your health, you can't do anything. You can't, you know, go to work. You can't have wealth. You can't have any of those things because you need that strength. So those would be the things, is that know that this is not just for one group. This is for, you know, everybody. This is for people who need that support, and that you would find support when you come to Survive and Thrive.
So we talked about a dollar amount that you actually need.
Yes.
So can you just tell them what you need?
$17,000.
So you say that one more time?
$17,000. That's the number God gave me.
Okay, so
17,000.
and when is the big cup coming out to do the sponsoring?
Well,
when does the big cup?
Well, it comes out during when the, you know, sponsorship time. And right now, I do it. I'm doing it now because we're gearing up for 2020. So we are definitely looking for sponsors, and that's where we are now, is looking for sponsors. So we do that every Thursday. It is Sponsor the Big Cup Thursday.
And we're going to Baltimore and New York.
So that's like double.
Okay, that's double. Hello, everybody out there on our what I call the online community. We're reaching out to you because we're going to Baltimore. All of my Baltimore family, hello to my god sister out there, to John Hopkins out there hospital. We're coming to Baltimore, and we need you to come and help us support. Every Thursday, she's online at 7 p.m. It is on Facebook on Pacific time, and she's asking you to come and sponsor her big cup. We are looking for corporations. We're looking for nonprofits. We're looking for startups, individuals. You can sponsor someone just to come to this event. We're looking to make sure next year to have pampering, right? Massages. Yes. Am I correct? We want to have massages. We want people to get their makeup. We want to be able to say they can actually come and get a wig. The wigs that a cancer person needs to have, sometimes it's a lot of money. Sometimes they need to be able to have someone to put eyebrows back on. And this is a cost and so many times families just cannot afford. So if you're willing to sponsor one woman, just one, who's been through it. It's going to cost about $500 for one woman to attend for a 2-day conference in Baltimore and a 1-day conference in New York. So we're asking you to be a sponsor to one person. Send someone who needs a little love, a little support. And if you say, oh, I want to do a whole month, I want to do about 6 or 7 of them, become a corporate sponsor. And we would love you to come. Why am I saying that? Why am I asking for sponsors at this moment?
Well, as we all know, sponsors are not just for the fact of, you are asking for funds. You're building relationships. And it's about building a relationship with companies so that not only do people see you as a corporation, but they also see you as a community connector where you're connecting with the community on the ground and not just giving to particular organization, but you're connecting with community and causes with people you could actually see. So we want to build those relationships, and we want to be able to connect your company with an event, an organization that is doing something that's showing recovery. So as I said, we have research, but recovery is something that people don't take the time to think about with cancer. It's like, what do you do afterwards? If people feel that because your treatment is over and you're not doing chemo or radiation, then you're good. But that's the vital time, is once it's over, because that's like pouring into a cup. When you're pouring all that into it, well, where is it going to go? What's happening with it? There's some after effect that we need to consider and think about. So it's about recovery. It's about what can we do to support the families, because not only the survivor is affected, the family is affected. Now that I had to take off of work, I either lost my job, now I got to figure out how to live, or I have to figure out what to do with my day now that I'm not caring for someone who has gone through, cancer or, chemo. So it's a change and a recovery for the family. It's a mindset change, because believe it or not, even during that time you're helping the survivor, there's usually some anger, there's some frustration, there's some points of matter that people get upset, and because of the fact you're ill, sometimes people will get sick and tired of you because you're sick, because it's chronic. Because anytime a sickness that's chronic, it happens over and over. There's no ending to it. So if there's no ending, it gets hopeless. And then they're like, there's nothing they could do, and they feel stuck. So when we talk about recovery, we're looking at all realms of recovery for family and for the survivor. So that is what Survive and Thrive is about.
Yeah, we learned about the word thrive today. So that's all of you. So if I just want to cap this out, we need $17,000 to actually do the things that is necessary in Baltimore. Baltimore is a bigger city. It costs more than from Houston to here. But I think it's more about the vision that you want every person that comes through this, whether they're supporters of a family member surviving and now learning to strive through the hit, and also those who are coming in for the first time and maybe they need some love and support, and then those who just come because I need healing for something else. It feels like a cancer. It may not have the label as a cancer, but it's still the same way as killing me. So we need $17,000. Hello out there and online. We need $17,000 every Thursday. What's the ending of your sponsor when the big cup? Because we're putting it out right. You go Thursday.
I go live every day.
Okay.
7:30 a.m. and p.m. So we do sponsorship, so people can be a sponsor for every Thursday. They can sponsor. They can go to the link bit.ly/Survive and Thrive sponsor, and they can sponsor. And what the great thing about it is that it's not just you sponsoring, but we're featuring your business and your company and what you're doing. And usually I'll have people on, and we're doing interviews so that you can share what you do with everybody. So it's a win-win. So that's what it's about, and that's how they can connect.
So it's 7 p.m. Pacific time every Thursday. Bit.ly.
Yeah, bit.ly/Survive and Thrive sponsor.
Okay, and every Thursday you can sponsor
the
big cup.
Right.
And then what do you do with this big cup? Like what's up? It's amazing about the big cup.
It is. That cup is usually filled with water, and during the broadcast, and I'm drinking from the cup. And it's usually a replenishing of for me, but it's a replenishing for those who are listening to what we're sharing about. And it's usually always I'm sharing about information, how to help people with their business, or how to come up with ideas, or sometimes we'll end up talking about people in fear and just trying to stop and replenish themselves. So it varies. We talk about so many things, but that's definitely for the sponsorship. But for actually sponsor the big cup, it's actually sponsor the big cup. It's bit.ly sponsor the big cup. That's exactly what it is. And that's how you could sponsor the big cup. So, and some people in here have sponsored that I've had sponsored. So it's been great.
Okay, so we're at the end. This is our last. I'm so honored that I get a chance to even hear some more of your thoughts, because you don't always tell everybody what's going on. So it's just really, really nice to hear such great hope. I'm gonna have to go because I'm gonna cry. So, Shannon, after all this is said and done today, we finished Houston. Houston was a success. We finished Stockton. We've been in Oakland. We're in Houston. Now we're going to Baltimore. Now we're going to New York. And now we're going to France. Look how God has blessed when the enemy hits you. Look how you have blessed so many other people with the story of the ability not only to survive in a hit, but also to be able to thrive through it and be able to be more than what you can ever imagine. It's been my honor and my privilege to be your MC this year. It's always been a privilege to be your friend. You don't really have to say nothing to me. I'm just like, okay. I love you dearly. See, and you just tell them where to catch you so they can catch up to you.
Well, as you guys know, I am live under Shannon Griffin. You can find me on Facebook, Shannon Griffin, Instagram, I'm under For Humanities, Twitter For Humanities, Periscope For Humanities, and LinkedIn under Shannon Griffin. So you have to be serious over there. So that's where you can find me there. But a lot of people have also saw from the posting from LinkedIn, and I've gotten a lot of connections with people through LinkedIn. So I am on social media a lot, and usually a lot of time it's either giving information, pouring into folks, or either helping people with their businesses and getting them the opportunity to step out of their comfort zone or being in their uncomfort zone, and giving them a platform to be able to share. So it's good. It's fun. It gives me an opportunity to meet new people too. So I enjoy it. I have fun and I sing.
Oh yeah, okay. You guys gotta get her to sing the Rose Gold. Not today, but you gotta catch when she starts to sing the microphone Rose Gold song. I want to thank everybody for coming in and tuning in. I hope you got a lot of little pieces that will help you in your life. We are coming to Baltimore. Shout out to everybody in Baltimore. Shout out to my family in Washington, D.C. Yes, we're coming in. And we're looking for a major corporate sponsor to go do the work in Baltimore, to teach everyone that there is life after a hit from cancer. We thank you for coming in. I just so praise. Thank everybody who's been a part. We would love to see all the lovely loves and the faces that say that you were there. And we would love for you to say, you know what? I may only have $10, but I'm finna go sow a seed into that ministry of Shannon. See, this is bigger than just one person. The Survivor Thrive. You may have $5. I really don't know what you have to give, but I guarantee if you give it, into this ministry, it will come back to you. You may be the $1 million check I'm looking for that God said it was supposed to be coming. We want you to know this is the right place. The books is in order. You will be able to see the manifestation of true giving and receiving, and how it will heal a community. She's been able to heal a community online, connect people in so many facets. And we go into these communities to make sure the resources are taught to everyone in that community and where to go. So we hope to see you in Baltimore. We hope that you will be a supporter. But anything else, we wish you nothing but love and joy. And know that God says you have life and life more abundantly. This is Janine